Good afternoon, everyone, and good evening to our teachers here in the US. Good afternoon in the Philippines. I am Teacher Annie, and thank you for our five viewers right now. And I am still waiting for our guest. I'm with one of my best friends, Paul Vern. He just arrived last June 29th here in the US, and he was very tired actually. He fell asleep, so he's getting ready right now. And let me see if you can hear me. All right. Yes. So while we are waiting for Paul Vern, so maybe you want to chat or you want to put your name so I can give you a big shout out for joining here right now in our live. We have teacher Mary Gretzel. Gretzel. Hello po, Miss Annie. Hi. Yes. So we also have Sir Alfie. Hi, Sir Alfie. Thank you very much for sharing all those good stuff. For the all the openings and interviews for I believe it's in most of it are from Texas. So thank you so much. We also have Josa. Hi, teacher. Hello po. Good afternoon in the Philippines. And I'm just checking something here. And I believe Paul is ready.
Oh yeah, I am. Hi.
I have one of my friends as well in Talisa. We have Zineth. Good afternoon, Zineth. I'm checking it. It's too dark.
I think yeah. Yeah, that's too dark. I need to find a source of light. Let me get my lamp. One minute.
Okay. Yeah, we're because like I said, he's very tired because we had a long trip today. We got his. Is that the
It's
lamp
not
that you're?
helping. It's not helping.
All right. So, well, he had his long day today. So maybe you
Mhm.
want to share it with them. What did we do today?
All right. Hi everyone. Well, today we applied for social security number and we opened a bank account. And well, that's like. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just laughing at what she's doing right now. Um, yeah, we basically opened a social security. I applied for a social security number, and that's like an hour drive away from here. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh huh. And another from the social security department. That's another hour
Yeah. It
drive
because
to.
you if you want to open your bank account, you need to schedule an appointment,
Mhm,
and the earliest schedule that we got was actually in Lake Havasu, and that's an
mhm,
hour away drive here in Bullhead.
mhm,
And so if you have, if you're here and you want to get your
mhm,
bank account, you need to
mhm.
schedule an appointment if you
Yes.
have your bank as Chase Bank.
Hmm. And that's as far as Chase Bank is concerned. But with other banks, we don't know yet. Do you have any idea how it's going to be like when it's Wells Fargo
I
or
think
any
if
other
it's
bank?
in Wells Fargo, you need to schedule an appointment as well.
Hmm. And well, I am based in Maricopa, but we were not able to schedule a bank appointment in Maricopa because the schedule is so tight, and the earliest we got there it was on
A month.
a month
From
later from now. So no, we're not doing that. And the other choice was in only Lake Havasu.
Yeah.
All right.
No, we have an appointment available here in Bullhead,
Oh yes, here in Bullhead.
but then it's 3 weeks from now, but then he
Mhm.
needs to go to Maricopa right
Mhm.
away. I'm going to drive him back
Yes.
to his district because he needs to. I believe his first day will be on the
The
14th.
14th. Yeah, that's the first
Yes.
day of the new teachers, and there will be an orientation and training together with the people in the school district, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I think I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. So we have. Do you know Hazel Ann?
Hazel, hi Hazel Ann, how are you? And also we have, oh, Ma'am Josa, yes, I know, I remember you. You were like batchmates in college.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. And we also have Sir Alfie. Like I said, he's the one posting most of those available applications or open job openings in Texas. And he
Mhm.
said there are a lot of vacant positions in Texas,
Mhm.
especially in Houston.
Mhm.
So we have 18 viewers. I don't know if this is for Facebook or YouTube, but then you guys, if you have any questions for Paul, how did he get here?
Mhm. Yes.
What did he do, especially for the what you call that, the resignation process, because
Yes.
it's like forever in the
Mhm. It took a
Philippines.
really, really long time for me to process my resignation. So if you got question, guys, you better hit it on right now.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
seems that I forgot already how to post the question here.
Okay.
It's been a long time. I was not able to
Mm.
do live.
Oh, yes. Hazel, yes, yes.
We're batchmates.
I think so.
I'm not good with names, Miss Hazel Ann. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
check your Facebook
Me
later,
too,
maybe.
me too, me too.
All right, and we also have Miss Christine Faith. I think she will be coming here in the U.S. too as well.
Mm.
Yes, we also have Miss Elizabeth Santo Domingo. Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon in the Philippines. It's 1 o'clock in the Philippines right now.
Oh,
Yes, and
okay.
from 3,000 members of the Facebook group that we have for those aspiring teachers, we are at, I think it's the 6,000
Yes.
right now. So
Yes.
I am very hopeful that the page is helping you guys.
That's a
And
lot of growth in 1 month.
yes, and I think there's a lot of Filipino teachers coming here in the US for this school year. So if you want to join here and teach us
Mhm.
in the US, I mean teach here in the US. So yeah,
Yeah, you're very
post
much
your
welcome here.
post your questions, and we're very, especially for Paul because he
Mhm.
just arrived, so everything is fresh.
Yes, everything is fresh, so you can just go ahead, ask your questions on the comment box, and I'm very much willing to answer all your questions for tonight. I don't know, which is this afternoon
Yeah,
in the Philippines.
afternoon their
All
time.
right.
Well, it's 10 o'clock right now our time here.
Mm.
Yes, so we have Zud Martinez. That's one of my friends. We're at Fisheries in
Mhm.
Dalisay City.
Hello, Sir Jude. Hello, Ma'am Leslie and Daria.
So no more, no questions as of the moment.
Mhm, yes.
So
So,
maybe you want to say something about your trip, about what will be or what's your tips in booking your plane ticket, patience that you need to
uh-huh.
have waiting for your resignation
Mhm.
to be approved or your clearance.
All right. Well, one thing first, I think we're going to talk about the process of
Mm-hmm.
resignation. Well, one thing, if you are indebted, here's one thing that you should always remember: you should really take risk and not wait for your embassy interview to apply for your resignation. Well, I took the risk even
Oh, good.
before
The good
I.
side table. Them.
One moment.
You continue
All
talking.
right. So before I had my embassy interview, my embassy interview was on June 3rd. And I had my resignation, tendered in resignation, probably around May 23rd. And I handed it over to our school principal and had it signed, had my school clearance processed, everything. Every person in the school clearance you have to had their signature on your clearance. After that, you get the clearance from the school. You're all cleared. You submit it to your division office. And in the division office, there's going to be a whole new set of people to sign your clearance on, and including the LGU clearance if you are from DepEd. So you need the division clearance and the LGU clearance. So the people in your city or in your municipality needs to clear you as well. Need to get you cleared of all the obligations and financially or whatever obligations you have in your city and in your division. So that you can move forward to the regional clearance. So after the division clearance and LGU clearance, you need to, well, the HR in your division will process it for you. But as for me, although the HR in the our school division was really really helpful, shout out to Sir Ken Ramai. I followed up some people in in the regional office so that I could track what's happening to my documents and um, have it you know followed up every day so that I can have it right away as soon as I want it. But no, it did not happen that soon enough though. And after the regional clearance, um, you need to get what was the name again?
Clearance for
Certificate of no pending case or no pending administrative case from the legal department in your region, because that's one major thing that the central office, the DepEd ICO, is looking for to have you cleared in the national level. And after that, you need to also call the ICO or the DepEd. I forgot the name. I forgot the ICO meaning.
ICO.
International Cooperation Office of DepEd. I guess that's how it's named. You need to get clearance from there as well so that they can forward your clearance to um, CFO, Commission on Filipinos Overseas. And that's the final step for you to have so that you can be cleared and you will not have a problem in going out of the country as a DepEd teacher.
Okay. Yeah, we have a question here from Miss from your colleagues.
Well, we have Mem Hazel from YouTube. A year ahead. Yeah, you're ahead of me. Is it okay to have credentials evaluated first for New Mexico license? Yes, it is really, really important to have your credentials evaluated. And what you call this one? Yeah, yeah, we call it evaluation, right?
Yeah, because you have an like we said, there's a lot of
Mhm,
teachers right now coming here in the U.S. So you have an edge if you have your teaching certificate already, if you
mhm,
have your transcript of records being evaluated.
mhm,
So it's much easier for those schools that will hire you because they already have the information that they're looking for. So if you don't,
mhm,
I mean, a long time ago, one of my batchmates, she doesn't have any teaching certificate, but it's okay. Or it's because it's only a few of us. But right now, there's like a lot of you. So if
mhm,
you want to get hired right away, it's better that you
mhm,
have your teaching certificate and your transcript of records evaluated.
mhm. Yeah, the competitions now are stiff. Now
Mhm.
it's stiff rather. So you really, really have to get your credentials ready. And step one in getting your credentials ready is have your transcript and yeah, just the transcript of records evaluated. Even just for the bachelor's degree, it's okay. Because as for me, I did not have my master's transcripts evaluated, and I just scanned that and sent it to my HR, and they credited it to my professional experience and yeah, credentials. Another question here is it okay mag-apply kung dito ako sa Thailand or need pa umuwi ng Pinas? I heard a lot of people are applying from other countries, even though
I
they're
think,
Filipinos.
yeah, I think it's okay if you're still in if you're in Thailand, you can
Mhm,
still apply because one of my batchmates before he was in Dubai,
mhm,
he applied there, and he's one of our sped teachers here in the US. So there's nothing wrong as long as you're currently teaching, and if you
mhm,
have your teaching certificate, I mean your PRC license.
mhm. Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah, so that's just fine.
Mhm.
And we have one question from Miss April. What agency are from, sir?
Maybe.
Or are you?
Yeah, am I from? Hi, Ma'am April. I am from Beepelche
We're
LLC.
both
Yeah, we're both from Beepelche.
we're Bepushe babies.
Yeah, she's the like one of the first batches of that show?
No, I
Yes.
think I'm second batch already.
That's
Yes.
already. And 4 years later, here I am. Yeah,
Yes.
together with her in America. Actually, she was like telling me, this girl right here, telling me to apply to teach here in America. Maybe like 3 years ago. Like that
Hmm.
was in the year
No, when I
2019.
came here
When you came here, like
four years
on the
ago.
very first days that you were here, she automatically told me that, Paul, go ahead and teach here in America. It will be a very, very good opportunity for you. So look, 4 years later, here I am. Very
Yeah,
fast.
and we're very passionate of helping teachers as well.
Mhm.
And maybe you can attest that he's
Yes.
here for a week
Mhm.
and he already experienced some of
Mhm.
those good stuff that we don't
Yes,
experience there in the
yes, yes.
Philippines.
I'm very, very grateful to the people here in the United States who are from my hometown, and especially this girl right here. I'm very, very grateful. From the time that I arrived, even before I arrived, she assisted me and also the people, the teachers here.
Don't tell it to them; they might ask me.
Oh no, it's only an exemption to me because she's my best friend. So no, you can't have all of those free services that I had.
As long as I'm free.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so it doesn't matter where you are as long as you are licensed to teach. You are
Mhm.
currently teaching. That is very fine. And we have Sir. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but
RP, RP, Sir
RP. Shout out.
RP. Yeah, big shout out to you.
Yeah, I think he's one of those teachers here in the U.S. that they're trying to uh, he's one of the co-authors. I forgot the name of the book, but he just messaged me earlier about writing a book, something like that. So shout
Mhm.
out, sir. Yes, and
Another question
let's
here.
see. Hold on.
Mhm. Oh, hi, Ma'am Ronaldie. See you here.
Yeah, that's right, sir. R. Yeah, yeah. Hold on. Parang I don't want to miss important
Yeah,
questions.
we've got some questions below.
Okay.
Um,
Here.
yeah. And how about that one? That question.
No. This one.
Okay. Does your agency provide trainings to help you get ready on a journey to teach in the US? Yes, very much. Bepashe is very much ready to get you prepared for everything that you will be experiencing here in the United States. Although not everything, they're not going to cover everything because that's really impossible for a person or a company. But almost everything that you need to know, that you need to prepare for, the agency, Babashe, will take care of.
And I think they just had their training
Mhm.
last week because the owner, Miss Cheryl, was there in the Philippines. She is currently in the Philippines, and they had a week of training in preparation for those incoming teachers here. And
Mhm.
during my time, we had our training as well. And but of course, you have to pay for that.
Mhm.
So they have to make sure that you are. You know what's going to
Mhm.
happen if you arrive here in the U.S. They don't want you to be in the battle not prepared.
Mhm.
Yes.
So it's
So.
really important for you to
Mhm.
sign up for such trainings if you are very much interested in teaching here in the United States, so that you will be really equipped and ready, and also to have a smoother transition from the Philippines to here to the United States.
Yes, because there's a big difference,
Mhm.
especially with when it comes to classroom management.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's really different. I can really tell because I've been here for 4 years.
Mhm.
But then of course, as the first year is really tough, but the moment you overcome it and then learn from your mistakes.
Yes.
So after that year, and then during summer, try to evaluate yourself. What did I do wrong? What needs to be done, and which one should I improve?
Mhm.
Because of course, we're not really experts when it comes to classroom management.
Mhm.
The students here in the US are different from our students in the
Very much
Philippines.
different.
Yeah. So, but then of course, it's very, very I mean, it's very applicable. I mean, on my part, what I did was I take note of all those things that I think I did wrong on my first
Mhm.
year, and I learned from it. And let's see. Do you want to answer this?
Ang Bepushay Ma'am and Sir, sila ba mag-process ng application? No, unfortunately, they're not going to process your application. As for the school, okay, you need to apply it yourself because you're the ones putting on your details.
Yes.
And well, they can't do that for you because you're going to create your account, and Bepushay will just give you a list of schools to apply for. But there are other teachers whom I know were like, what you call this one, recommended by Bepushay.
Yeah.
Hmm. If it takes a very very long time for them to get an interview, so Bepushay is right there and ready to back you up, recommend you to a school so that you can have your job interview. So that's one great thing about Bepushay.
What they're doing as an agency is they will assist you for your teaching certificate,
Mhm.
processing your teaching certificate, and
Yes.
also in
Fingerprint.
yeah, fingerprinting, evaluating your transcript of records,
Mhm.
and then whatever IDs that you need to that you need here, and
Mhm.
just in case you will be hired in one of the schools, if
Mhm.
you need their assistance to look for your house, for your apartment, or for someone
To
to pick
fetch
you
you out,
up at the
yeah.
airport.
There.
So that's their assistance. But then for the application,
Mhm.
it's you who will do that. It's your information. They
Mhm.
do not have those. So it's until, I mean, until 2 a.m. maybe that you need to apply if you really
Yes.
want to go here.
Yes. Yes.
Because the application is not just one page.
Mhm.
How many
Yes.
pages?
It's like it depends on
The school.
which page you or which website you're applying
Mhm.
from. As for the TED K-12, what else one website, a lot of
Mhm.
schools are using that one, the TED Ed website, and that's easier for me because I had everything uploaded. My what else one, my resume or CV, my reference letters, my cover letter, and also my transcript, the evaluated transcript, of course, and a whole lot of stuff, information that I put in. So it's easier for me to import my details from one school or one school district to another school district because it's easier in TED K-12 or TED Ed. But on Apply Track, it'll be like 21 pages. I
Yeah.
forgot already. So that's a lot if you are on Apply Track website. And there are schools here in the United States which are using the Apple Track website, and you need to fill in some details again. Fill it in your application, and it will take like an hour if you start an application,
Yeah.
or
So
more than an hour.
the TED Ed and the Aptly Track that he's talking
Mhm.
about, that's the app that they're using here in the US. Most
Mhm.
of the schools are using that in
Mhm.
order for them to look for their teachers
Mhm.
that they're going to apply. So the moment you create an account, so whatever school or whatever district
Mhm.
that is using that app, so right after you sign in, use your account, right
Mhm.
away, you will just upload everything and just click next, next, next,
Mhm.
and you're done. But
Yes.
if not, then you have to create. There are schools though that they don't use that.
Mhm.
There are schools that you need to answer some essays as well.
Yes, I remember. I
Yeah.
answered some essays, even on TED Ed.
Yes,
I answered
yes.
some essays.
And then but it varies. But
Mhm.
most of the time they have TED Ed and Apply Track. And I believe
Mhm.
I had a video on how to fill out your
Mhm.
application using
Yes,
TED Ed.
yes. And also, there are like watch out on your application while you are filling in your details. And after you hit submit, there is still a remark on some school districts that you need to take a test.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Hmm.
You need to take a test on a certain school district so that I don't know. I forgot the name of the test though. It's a very long test.
I forgot about that.
Because it's a time test, so you don't have all day to answer it. You cannot pause it because there is a time limit for you to answer those questions, and it would depend on your score as to whether or not they're going to pick you for interview
Oh,
or not.
okay. All right. Now we have another question from Miss Mary Gretzel.
Mhm. Is it true that the salary should also change when you arrive in your host school, even though they didn't get my verification of experience? That I'm not aware of.
There are schools that they do not really count. I mean, it varies. There are schools that they are counting the experience, your years of
Mhm.
teaching. But there are schools that I know of. For example, we have the Kingman Unified School
Mhm.
District. They don't count your experience in addition to your salary, but what they're counting is your, like if you have your master's,
Mhm.
if you have your PhD. There are cases that it could be yes. This could be apply Miss Mary Gretzel on your case. For example, um, you don't have the verification of experience yet,
Mhm.
and there are possibilities that yes, it might your salary might be changed because of course whatever information, whatever legal documents that you have, you need to bring it here.
Yes. And show it to your HR.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Well, thank you so much. Well, I don't right now. I don't have time to make some of those videos, and I don't have even time
Yeah.
to do this live. But yeah, he's
Mhm.
sleeping. I woke him up so that we can do this.
I'm so sorry, guys, to keep you waiting.
And good job if you already finished your pre-screening, Miss April.
Mhm.
So this is already for the next school year, I believe.
Yes.
Because
I
right
think.
now there's a lot of teachers looking for visa sponsors.
Mhm.
It's
It's
there's a
like,
lot of them.
hi, teacher Annie and Sir Paul. Any tips on the things you should have? Maybe things to remember in preparing your luggage.
Well, yeah, he can give you tips for that.
Well, one thing is you need to check your airline first as to how much weight are they allowing you to bring in the plane for checked in, and also you'll have layovers, right? And you'll need to change airlines, and you also need to check on those airlines how much weight of checked in baggage are they allowing you to bring in. So basically, that's step one. And after you determine that one, and also the size of the luggage
Hmm.
matters, because if you exceed a certain what do you call that area of your luggage, you'll be paying for something. Like
The weight of your luggage.
also the size, it
Okay,
matters
yeah, the size.
because you need to add the length, the width, and the height of your
Okay.
luggage and check it if the airline approves it or not, because it would really be an additional cost for you if the size and the weight exceeds your the allowed measurement and weight of the airline for you to check in. After that, of course, you need to pack some clothes. And my good friend told me not to pack so much clothes because, clothes are cheaper here in the United
Hmm.
States. And you won't be bringing in your old clothes. You need to have, which else one? Fresh OOTDs here in the United
And
States.
it could be that our clothes there in the Philippines might be outdated if
Hmm.
you're here in the US already. So I
Hmm.
am suggesting if you can just bring at least a week
Hmm.
or two
Hmm.
for that.
And also be also aware of the weather
Mm-hmm.
in the state you are coming to, because it varies here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Here in the Wild Wild West, it's really really hot. So I did not bring in winter clothes or anything like that, and I brought just my normal tropical OOTDs.
Mm-hmm. Did you experience any problem during immigration?
On the immigration, I thought you were going to ask me about the weather here in
No, during
Arizona.
your immigration, what did they
Mm.
do from the
Immigration from the
Philippines?
Philippines. Well, as first one, well, the checked in personnel from my airline forgot to give me this when I checked in. You need to have your pre-departure card given to you, okay? Because I went ahead to the immigration officer. He was like asking me, "Where is your pre-departure card?" Oh, so where do I get it from? Go back. So I went outside again of the immigration line, and I went back to the check-in counter and asked for the pre-departure card given to be given to me, and filled it out. And then I lined up again to the same immigration officer. And as long as, especially if you are from Department of Education, you just need a CFO. If you have a CFO sticker or Commission in Filipinos Overseas sticker, that's why you need to have your resignation be cleared. And if you have a CFO sticker and present your DS 2019 and your airfare ticket, your airline ticket, you're good to go. That's it. It was just so smooth and fast. That
Mm-hmm.
the only question I had in the immigration officer was, which school are you from here in the Philippines, and which school are you teaching to in the United States, and what level? And he asked me, do I have the CFO sticker? And then, yes, sir, it's on page 7. And he checked, okay, you're good to go.
What about the immigration in the Philippines?
And that's in the
Okay.
Philippines. But here in the United States, you mean,
Mm-hmm.
what happened? Well, it was a long line because I arrived at 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. It was a really, really long line at LAX, especially if you arrive at LAX. I advise that if you're going to have a layover from LAX to another state, you should have at least, don't have 4 hours, I think, because you'll be like rushed, so rushed when you or when you are in transit. I advise you have 5 hours or more as your transit period from LAX to another state. So when I arrived at LAX, I lined up a very, very long queue of non-immigrants because it's
Yeah,
LAX. It's the port of entry for a lot of
mostly.
nationalities around the world if you are entering the United States. So I was like, there was like a whole lot of races there. We got Mexican, you got Indian, got
Mm-hmm.
Koreans, and a whole lot of races there lining up for the immigration line. And first thing that they asked me um, when I went to the immigration officer here in the United States is, where's your DS 2019?
Mm-hmm.
And then also asked me, which school are you be teaching here in the United States? What kind of teacher are you? Are you a
Mm-hmm.
middle school teacher and a high school teacher or elementary teacher? And that's basically it.
Yeah, but then of course you need to make sure as well when you come here, when you
Mm,
book your ticket. I recommended him not to do some layovers
mm-hmm.
because even though here in the US they lifted the swab
Swap test.
test and everything, but there it could be some other countries that they still require their passengers to do
Mm-hmm.
swab tests. So you need to double check that as well, or else you will end up staying there and
Mm-hmm.
then you're going to pay double
Mm-hmm.
what you're going to
It's
pay because you
yes.
already had your ticket. So we are suggesting that
Mm-hmm.
if you can have, although
Mm-hmm.
it's expensive,
Yeah.
Philippine airline, but it's 14 hours, 14
14
hours
hours
straight
straight.
flight. And then that his layover was in LAX. And then
Mm-hmm.
from LAX, he
Mm-hmm.
went here to Vegas.
Yes. And well, one good thing about traveling from Philippines to U.S. on a straight flight, we call it straight flight. What's the
Hmm.
term again?
Yeah, straight flight,
Straight flight is that
direct flight.
it's a direct flight. Yeah, that's the term. If it's a direct flight, you will not move out of the plane or transition from one plane to another. And the food there is awesome.
How many times did you eat on the plane?
Oh, like 4 times.
Okay, so
That's what
they
I like about Philippine Airlines.
okay. Is it unlimited food?
For not that unlimited because
Okay.
still they would tell you, oh, you already had the general, or you already had
Uh,
the meal, so you will not get another one. But as for the drinks, I guess you can have as much as you want.
okay. All right. So, when did you start your application with Papushai?
Well, I started 2019. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's the time that she told me about it, and then pandemic happened. So I stopped. I paused in applying for schools here in the United States. Although I was getting noticed by some other schools, like, oh, your application process under review, and then it did not move forward because pandemic happened. 2020, the world paused, and everything was paused. And after that, 2021, I started applying again. And on my very first application in the year 2021, I got a job interview. That's the first school I applied to, and I got a job interview. Unfortunately, the bubble me did not check my passport. It was expired. And during last year, 2021, it was so difficult to get a slot at the DFA to have your passport renewed. So to cut the story short, my job offer was canceled even though I was hired. But the good thing that happened there is the same school district hired me this year, in the year
Mhm.
2022, because they saw potential in me. So, and they believed in me, I guess.
Maybe.
So
Budol, budol.
so they hired me, although it's in a different school, but it's in the same school district, and that's where I am headed to right now.
Yeah, so good luck, especially to our newbies. And
Mhm.
we have Sir Junilo.
Tayo. Hello, Miss Annie. I'm going to apply as a teacher in the U.S. Of course, sir, you are very much welcome here in the United States as long as you got your credentials ready. And
Yeah, everybody can teach
Mhm.
here as long as you have your credentials, as long as you have your experience, two
Mhm.
years, at least 2 years
Yeah,
of experience.
that's at least 2 years of experience.
Yes, and then as long as, of course, there's a school that's going to hire you,
Mm.
that's not a problem at all. And of course, you need to make sure that you're ready when you come here in the
Mhm.
US. And can you tell them your experience of going here, about living here, your lifestyle?
Well, nothing has changed that much because I'm still with my friends. So
The
one,
first time you put your clothes in the dryer.
oh yeah, it's like in the dryer and washer. Like I had to ask her how to operate the washer and the dryer here in the United States because you have to look at the care instructions in your clothes and you have to select which kind of water are you going to use. Are you going to use hot water, cold water, or tap cold water? So you need to really read the care instructions on your clothes as to the kind of water to be used in your washer or dry in your washer, for your clothes rather. And then you have to load it. And you know, I got it wrong the first time because I forgot the instructions. You have to fill the water first, and then you have to put on the detergent
Mm-hmm.
as well as the fabric conditioner or the bleach if you need to. And then wait for some time to have it filled, and then put your clothes, and then you just wait for it to have it
Well,
finished.
the reason I asked, because he's not doing those house chores back in the
Yes.
Philippines, and just like I remember on my first year
Mhm.
here as well, I don't know how to cook, so everything is based on YouTube. And
Mhm.
one of my friends, she is the youngest sister as well, so
Mhm.
everybody's doing the house chores for her.
Mhm.
She doesn't know how to wash the dishes, and back in the Philippines we have karinderya,
Yeah, we have
that if you're
turo-turo.
just
Yeah.
hungry right away, you can just go somewhere else. And if you want to eat, but here you will be the one to prepare for your food. So even though there's a lot of fast food, but of course it's not recommended and it's not that healthy. So you will really need. I mean, you don't have a choice, but you're
Mhm.
going to learn how to cook. So, for
Yeah.
example, you have parent-teacher conference. Usually, parent-teacher conference will last it will end at 7 o'clock in the
Mhm.
evening, and then 7 o'clock, what will happen? Of course, you're all hungry, and you don't have enough time yet. You don't have enough time to make your own food, but you don't have a choice. No one's going to cook for you but yourself.
Mhm.
So there are teachers that I know that what they're doing, because they don't know how to cook, and we don't have the karinderia or
Mhm.
turo turo here. What they're doing is right away they go to any restaurants, but of course it's not healthy. Like you said, it's not really
Mhm.
recommended. So if you are planning to go here in the US, so you should be ready on how to be independent.
Yes. You should
And
watch those videos on how to cook this,
yeah,
that, and so on.
and you will learn if you're not eating cold rice yung bahaw.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, cold rice, then you're going to learn how to uh,
Mhm.
eat here, and then
Mhm.
everything is microwavable.
Yes, that's one thing here in the U.S. that every food, not every food, like most of the food that you're going to buy at the grocery store, are like frozen and ready to eat. So you just press the microwave and wait for it to ting,
Mhm.
and voila, you have your meal done and
Yeah,
ready.
because I let him go to Walmart here. Walmart is like Save More,
Mhm.
or
grocery store.
grocery stores or no prints,
Yeah, but
prints
yeah,
like
like
something
Prince
like
Hardware
that in the
Mart.
Philippines. And
Mm-hmm.
I told him, okay, because we only have 30-minute lunch here in
Mm-hmm.
the U.S., so you do not really have all the time to eat. In the Philippines, we have to go home. I mean, during lunchtime, we go
Mm-hmm.
home. Here, we don't. We stay at home. I mean, we stay in our classroom or in
Mm-hmm.
our school. We sometimes have our lunch duty, so you only have 15 minutes or 20 minutes
Mm-hmm.
sometimes to eat your lunch. So everything is microwavable.
Mm-hmm.
So right now you can buy it for like
Mm-hmm.
$4. Is it $4?
Yeah, that was like the price when we checked. And like most of the meals are on that price range. So yeah, you better get yourself ready for those kind of stuff if you arrive here in the United States. Although I haven't experienced the lunchtime yet because my
Yeah,
classes are yet to
he will
start on the
soon.
21st. But yeah, I'm preparing myself for that kind of timeline inside the school campus. Now,
Yeah.
30-minute lunch, I don't think I can make it, but I'll try my best.
Well, most of the time because of course their lunch here they don't eat rice.
Yeah.
So it's all sandwich, it's all burger,
Mhm.
pizza, chicken, something like that. So you have to get ready of that situation. And of course, my case, my I have to be at school at 6:50, so I have to wake up 5 o'clock. So sometimes I do not have enough time to make my breakfast. So they all have their protein shake, they have their oatmeals and everything, cereals, different kinds of cereals. They have all those here at Walmart.
Mhm.
Yeah, and Miss Hazel, she went to DFA Manila.
Oh, I had that option the first time. So I already booked my ticket to Manila. I booked my appointment at
Mm-hmm.
DFA
Okay.
in Manila as well. But good thing, a slot opened in Bacolod.
Okay.
During that year, it was so difficult to go to Manila because still you need to have a swab test result, a negative swab test result, and you need to do quarantine.
Yeah, during the time.
So good thing, even though I paid for my ticket already
Mhm.
and for the appointment slot at DFA, it's not cheap to have your appointment at DFA, especially for what you call a speedy transaction. Good thing a slot opened at DFA Bacolod, and immediately I booked another appointment here at DFA Bacolod, way back at DFA Bacolod, and yeah, luckily I got a slot.
Yeah, and so for those teachers, if you are aspiring to teach here, be double check your passport
Hmm.
if you have your passport already, because you got just like what happened to him.
Hmm.
He already had his job offer,
Hmm.
but then unfortunately he doesn't have his
Passport renewed.
passport. So
Yeah,
you
and
have to get
it
ready.
was about to expire for like 3 months, so that is not okay if you're going to travel outside the country because you need to have at least 6 month or 1 year validity of your passport before you travel out of the country.
Yeah. During my time, I had I renewed my passport here.
Hmm. Here already in the United States.
Yeah, but then I had 2 years. I had 2 years left,
Mhm.
so I renewed it here in LA. But then I believe right now you really need to get a schedule, and it's a long wait because of course pandemic. So
Mhm.
there's a cut of their people, so
Mhm.
you have to get ready. You have to wait, and I waited, I believe, for 6 months before I got my new passport, and that's for 10 years already.
Yeah, that's one good thing about the passports today.
Okay. Yeah. So we have from Sir Janilio
Mhm.
again.
I already had my interviews in 2019. It stopped because of pandemic, and I resumed my application, or I'll be back to basic. Basically, you need to apply again. Yes, because you already had your interview. Well, that slot for that year was already filled in,
Yeah.
so you need to apply again. Don't worry about applying again because that's what I did too.
Unless, of course, that district or school that interviewed you
Mm.
2019, they try to email you again.
Mhm.
So it's up to them if they're going to hire you or
Mhm.
continue with pursuing and getting you
Mhm.
as one of their teachers. So if you want Sir Janilo, I don't know if we pronounce your name right. But then if you want, you can try to apply again. There are a lot of openings right now, but then the only problem is the visa sponsors.
Yes, because we're running out of slots for the visa
Yeah,
sponsor.
just like my visa sponsor, Alliance Abroad Group, January, all of their slots are taken already. So you have to make sure as well. I mean, there are cases actually that some of the visa sponsors have their slots taken or reserved already with the agencies that they have relationship already. So that's also one of the advantages if you have an agency. I know I heard a lot from those people that they went here in the US that they do not have agency. Well, it's a good thing because during that time, there's only a few of the teachers that know or have an idea about J1. So it's good for them. But you know what? Actually, I mean, yeah, you're going to pay a lot if you have an agency. But the only difference about, I mean, the only edge that you have is sometimes if we're running out of visa sponsors, so they
Yes,
can really help you out about that.
because they have like allotted slots for
Hmm.
them,
Yeah.
so it would be easy for them to get a slot for you. So to in a visa sponsor.
You can see at the background my kids, because it's nighttime and we're here in the living room. They're not actually prepared that I have a YouTube live tonight. So, yeah, and my husband at the back. So I'm so sorry, guys. And from Miss Lexi, just curious, ma'am, what's the biggest adjustment that you had to do during your first year? My biggest adjustment was the classroom management. Classroom management is that's so tough until now. I mean, I actually talked to one of the teachers here, and a local teacher. She's been teaching for 32 years. She retired last school year, and she told me, "Don't you worry, Anne, because even though I was teaching for 32 years until now, I can't perfect my classroom management because." Every year it varies, of course. So it could be that for this year your classroom management is effective. It could be that next year it's not.
If it's a whole new set of kids for the next school year and another year,
Yes.
another year.
Plus, because of pandemic, they were at home for 2 years or a year. Most of them they still do homeschooling, so they don't know how to act properly already because they were not trained. Like for example, in my case, every semester we have 2 semesters. So every semester I have to remind my students, I have to remind my kids how are they going to act in the classroom, the rules and regulations, the house rules, the procedures and everything. You need to remind them. So classroom management until now, I'm not really good with it, but I'm working on it. But I can see that there is really an improvement when it comes to classroom management, because the classroom management, it's up to you. How are you going to assess that? If you think that's effective, then go on with that classroom management, with that kind of procedure that you think is effective. But then, like we said, you have different students. um to be honest, my first year was not, it's not actually my worst year of teaching. My worst teaching experience was last year during pandemic. It's the worst. I was so tired, I was exhausted, and I'm like at the point of going back in the Philippines already. Yeah, because it's tough. They for a year or two that they do not have proper education. So yeah, so it's the classroom management. But then after the pandemic, this year is different. My students are okay already. They're different from last year, and I miss my students actually. Yeah, and then here from Sir Alfie.
How's the local flights? I'm thinking of booking from Manila to San Diego. Then you said, would that be cheaper? That I'm not sure of because the airfare changes from time to time. So you really have to check it and compare it from airline to airline, from one airport to another airport because it really
Yeah.
really varies. 'Cause-
What can I suggest, Sir Alfie? I'm not sure if you have this app, but I know you've been here as a tourist. So I believe you still have your app, the Cheapo Air. What I'm doing is I will check. Um, the flights, for example, Manila to San Diego,
Mhm.
and then after that, I'm going to check what are the prices for that day, and then I'm going to book it direct to the company, for example, a Philippine airline.
Mhm.
But I would really suggest if that you are going to book a direct flight, and then since your sister is there in San Diego, then yeah, you can book your ticket from San Diego to Texas.
Mhm.
And although it's expensive for, especially if you're going to book, you just got your CFO and then right
Mhm.
away you're going to book your ticket
Yeah.
3 days or 4 days.
Yeah,
So of
it's
course
going to be
it's
very, very
expensive.
expensive. I even booked my ticket a week ahead of my trip, and still it was very expensive. It's like two grand
Oh yeah.
for
Yeah, so and then
one way.
especially according to the news that July they're going to increase,
Mhm.
not to mention that there is
Inflation.
gas and everything. So um maybe, but let's hope that it will not reach $3,000 because
Yeah.
that will be very expensive. Yeah. So yeah.
Ako din po, only school na nag-interview, Lucky Me, JO agad. Grabe, ilang months ako naghintay ng invitation. I was about to give up my American dream. God's timing is the best.
Good
Yes.
job. Congratulations, Miss Lerma. I believe Miss Lerma was is actually in one of the group chats of Bepushai.
Mhm.
Cold rice is life. I agree. I agree. Uh,
Certainly, certainly,
I
ma'am.
remember one of my batch, one of my batches here before he was from Cebu. He said, "I didn't go to America just to eat cold rice," but he doesn't have a choice because
Yes.
the moment you get back, you get home from. I mean, you went home from school, you're tired, exhausted. Although we end, I think we have to get out from school at 3:10. But
Mhm.
it's very tiring. It's very tiring, even though you only have 5 classes. But then it's different. It's different, especially if you're here in Arizona, and it's like 110 degrees. Earlier, we went to get his bank account,
Mhm.
open his bank account. So it's 110 degrees. And when we
Yes.
came back, when we went home, he fell asleep, even myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like a really, really long. Well, it's not really a long drive, but it took. But it seemed like it was a long drive because of the heat outside, and it will just exhaust everything out of you.
Yeah. So I think there's a question from, I think I missed that. Here. From Miss Glazel.
Wait, so let's
Where
find
is
that
that?
question.
Mm, let's see this one first.
Hello, I'm here in Thailand, an aspiring teacher
Oh,
to teach in the U.S. If you don't mind, how much money will I need to prepare to get in there? Basically, you need to have everything. You'll start from scratch. Half M is like a good amount, right?
hmm. Yeah. So it varies because and for example, if you have an agency, it's
Mhm.
different, of course, because you're paying
Mhm.
someone to do the your teaching certificate, your
Yeah, and the
fingerprint,
difficult
your
stuff
yes,
in the application process,
yes,
they're going to do it for you.
yes, and of course, the reason why is it they are asking you to pay for that
Mhm.
because it's the service as well
Mhm.
that you're paying
Yeah.
for them. And of course it's, well, if someone is willing to help you
Mhm.
to do those
Mhm.
things, well, that's fine.
Mhm.
Okay, and next from Miss Glazel.
Is there a chance that a district will wait until you have visa slot? Oh,
Oh,
ano ba
sorry.
yun?
Sorry.
Is there a chance that district will wait until you have a visa slot? Because they are expecting me this August, but unfortunately, I don't have a visa slot. Well, it depends on the school district. If they're very much willing to wait for you, then they'll wait for you.
Yeah, with Miss Glazel, during, I mean, with this kind of situation, you just need to keep your district posted. I
Mhm.
mean, update
Mhm.
them all the time.
Mhm.
Don't tell them that, oh yeah, I have my visa sponsor already,
Mhm.
and then I'm doing this and everything.
Mhm.
You need to tell them, you need to inform them
Need to be
what,
honest.
yes, what you are up to. And because of course, they need to know, they have the right to know. Why? Because there's no enough teachers right now.
Mhm.
There's no enough teachers that will cover the class, or substitute teachers.
Mhm.
So the reason why they need to know is for them to be ready on what are they going to do if there's no teachers. If, for example, they're waiting for 5 teachers, so what are they going to do since there's no teachers? So it could be that the principal or if someone in school will do the lesson planning for you in your absence. So I mean, at least be honest, you know. And I mean, if they're not going to wait for you, of course it's a sad news, but then at least you are telling them and you're not letting them hang. And of course it's unfair on their part as well that they're waiting for you, but then you're not telling them the truth that you don't have your visa sponsor yet. And for sure they will understand that, because they know that there's a lot of teachers right now applying here in the US. Yeah, so just let them know that, hey, I'm on the process right now of looking for my visa sponsor. I'm still waiting for a reply from them. Then hopefully I can. Then after that, if you have your visa sponsor, tell them what's going to happen next. So because it could be that there are schools that they do not know the process, especially of the
Process in
yeah,
the
resignation and everything. So yeah, just let them know. It's there's nothing wrong letting them know than letting them,
hanging.
yeah, because even myself as a teacher, it's unfair for us because it's the teacher that's present is doing the going to cover your class.
Yes, it will be a very difficult one.
Yeah, but congratulations because you got hired. So hopefully we will see you here in the US as well. So good luck on your journey.
Do we have
Yeah.
another question?
Yeah, but I want to shout out. No, there's actually from greetings from the avid fan. He said avid fan from Mindanao, the timber city of the south. So it's like all of them, the teachers.
So they're watching right now.
Yes, and they're attending a party, and then they're watching this YouTube videos. They want to. Um, yeah, they're joining us live while they're eating. They're
Big
doing
shout out to you, Timber City.
Yeah, I've never been there. And of course, maybe Paul can tell us, or he can share to us as well. What did he do while he is waiting for his clearance? Did you tell them already? What did you do?
While waiting for
What are the preparations?
while
Did
waiting
you
for
turn in something at the district office? Or I mean, a division?
well, I well basically just submitted my resignation letter,
Mm-hmm.
my school clearance, you know, but especially if you have bank loans. It's really, really important to have everything cleared. So you need to have your bank loans cleared from whichever bank you are having loans with, and you need to have everything cleared in your school up until up until up from your school principal, department head, and so on to the payroll officer, and so on.
So everything.
Everything.
Are you recommending them to resign prior their interview or what?
Well, yes, I believe so because there's still a higher chance for you to be approved of your visa because it's very rare that they disapprove the visa. But still, there is chance for you to get disapproved because I saw people getting disapproved left and right while I was lining up on the visa interview.
But it could be
Uh,
it's a different visa.
yeah, but we were all non-immigrants, so I don't know if
Okay.
it's like a travel or what you call it, tourist visa
Tourist.
or whatsoever. Yeah.
Yeah, so but then just be prepared. Of course, for example, if your agency is Beposhe, yeah, they're not recommending you to resign before your interview. But then it's up to you if you want to take the risk of not to mention the process of
The
your
resignation
resignation right now.
it will take a real long time. Now, I saw some comments in other groups of teachers in on Facebook that for their clearance it just took 2 weeks for them to process everything because they're in Manila, so everything is
It's
like
different region.
it's different per region. So if you're in Manila, everything's close and close, the proximity of one office to another. So it's easier for them to process their school clearance. Well, as for us, we live in Visayas region, so
In a
your
different island.
yeah, it's a different island from one office to another office. Plus, it would take another one to, although everything is emailed, but some people have their official travel. The people who are going to sign your documents.
Mhm.
Unexpectedly they will be on unofficial travel. That was happened to me. My one official in the division office was on official travel, so I had to wait for like a week for it to be signed by that specific person. Then another one, and the LGU clearance as well.
Oh,
So
you
it
need to
took
get
me,
onto you too.
yeah. So one, oh well, there were like two people who were
Mhm.
like on official travel, on official leave as well. So I cannot force them to sign my clearance. I had to wait until they are back in the office and sign my
Mhm.
clearance. So that was another week of me waiting for them to sign my clearance. And when it went to the regional office again, most of the people, especially the regional director, was on official travel leave because there was like a conference or something,
Yeah.
and I had to wait for another week. So it took really a long time for me. So if I had to wait for my resignation to be processed after my embassy interview, I would not be here today in the
Yeah.
United States because it would take a lot. And my visa sponsor told me that if I'll not be here on July 1st, they are going to issue me another DS 2019. It would take a lot of
Oh.
waiting time again for me to have my new DS 2019.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, well, yes, of course, because the people in DEPA, they're busy
Mhm.
people, and they're doing
We have to understand that part
yes.
in processing your clearance.
Yes, you have to be very
Mhm.
patient. You have to consider their time,
Mhm.
and of course, they need to do some
Mhm.
important stuff as well.
Yes.
But it's up to you if you want to do your resignation ahead of time. It's up to
Mhm.
you if you want to take the risk.
Or
If
not.
you think if you think that you're confident
Mhm.
enough, then go on. During my time, I did not resign because, of course, that was 4 years
Mhm.
ago. And then when I resigned after my interview,
Mhm.
and then the process of resignation before is up to the district own I
Mhm.
mean division
Division
only, so
office.
that's just fine, and they're not very strict yet at that moment. So good luck to all of you guys.
Mhm.
And we have just Miss Glazel saying thank you, and then we have Miss Mila watching from
Eastern
Eastern
Visayas. Hello,
Visayas.
Ma'am Mila. Yes, Visayas represent.
Yes, hello, Mamila, and hope we are hoping that this video is actually helping those
Mhm.
teachers, aspiring teachers, to go here in the US. And I would really appreciate that if you can share this video
Yes.
and like and subscribe. Most of you guys are watching here in your Facebook, but I will
Mhm.
really appreciate it as well if you can subscribe to my channel.
Yes, please do. I always watch her video at
Mhm.
back home when I was like on the process of applying.
Yeah, the
So,
reason why I made those videos because there are a lot of teachers
mhm.
inquiring about what are they going to do, how they are
Mhm.
going to answer that and everything. So sometimes I do not really have enough time to answer those. So if
Mhm.
I have my video already, and if you think my voice is not that annoying, then you can watch my
Of
video
course, it's not.
over and over. And then I just realized as well today, I mean, it's a different process right now.
Mhm.
Everything
It's
with
new.
Paul
Everything's
the four
different.
years ago. So we started with his state ID. When he came here, the following day we
Mhm.
went to DMV or
Mhm.
the MVD. That's the Motor Vehicle Division to
Mhm.
get your state ID.
Yeah,
The
it's
state
one
ID,
important ID that you need to
yes,
have.
that's your identification because when you open your bank account, you need to have at least two valid IDs.
Mhm.
So your state ID, they will not give you right away.
Mhm.
They're going to email it to you, and then they're going to give you the paper copy of your state ID, and
Mhm.
then you need to keep that until you will have your original state ID. And then you
Yes, of
need to make
course.
sure, well, you need to make sure as well, for example, if you're living with someone, you're going to rent a house or you're
Mhm.
going to rent an apartment, you need to make sure as well if that mailing address is the same with
Mhm.
your address, because it could be that there are houses that they have their own PO box.
Mhm.
So if you want to receive your card in the right address, so
Mhm.
you need to make sure if they have the PO box.
Mhm.
What is PO box? That is, for example, if your address is not accepting any mail,
Mhm.
then they are paying for their PO box. So that's where you're going to give your address, where
Mhm.
they're going to mail your state ID. And I believe he paid $12.
$12 for the state ID.
Yes, $12. But then I believe 2023, all states here require, I'm not sure if it's all states, but I know in Arizona
Mhm.
they're going to require travel ID stickers already on your state ID. That's $15.
Do they need to get that one on
Well,
2023?
yeah, in 2023. And then your state ID, the validity of that is only for 3 years, or it
Mhm.
depends. There are visa sponsors that they will give you. Remember, one of our friends,
Mhm.
when his visa
Mhm.
sponsor, his DS 2019 is only for a year, so he
Yeah.
has to renew his state ID every year.
Yeah.
Every time he has his new DS 2019, he has to renew his state ID.
What a
But then,
plight.
yeah. But then, like with us, we have 3 years. So after my extension, I renewed my state ID.
Mhm.
I mean, my driver's license. Because if you have your driver's license already, you don't need your state ID. So
Mhm.
he got his state ID. He paid $12. But if you want to get your travels, what's it called, a traveler's ID,
Yeah, traveler's ID.
so you need to have at least two billing statements with your address already. But then you don't have to do it. If you have your app, if
Mhm.
you later on you will have your bank account, or if you will have your bill to your utility
Mhm.
bill. You need to have it, the paper copy,
Mhm.
not through the app. Yes, and then you have to pay $15 for that. And then after your extension and your after third year, then you have to pay again. You have to renew your state ID or your driver's license as well. So, for example, if you're from Arizona, if you're going to teach in Arizona, then you need to get your state ID, your driver's license as well in Arizona, not in California, not
Mhm.
in other state. But you can get your state ID. For example, it's in Maricopa, but
Mhm.
then we got his state ID here in Bullhead. So as long as you're still
You're in
here in
one state.
Arizona, yes. And then after his state ID, what did we do?
We ate out.
Okay, just state ID on that during that time, and then
And
no, he we went to Walgreens because
yeah,
his district is requiring him to
to get an MMR vaccine.
yes.
So basically, they were just asking me to have an antibody titer test to check if I have antibodies of measles, mumps, and rubella.
Mhm.
But it was so difficult for me to find a record if I really had a shot when I was a kid. So if you'll get an antibody titer test, it would cost you like a hundred,
Mhm.
$100. But if you'll get an MMR, that's still another $100. So if I got an antibody titer test and it came out that I'm negative
You
of
still have to pay.
MMR of the antibodies, still I need to get the shot. So what
Mhm.
I did was I did not get an antibody titer test for the MMR, and just got the MMR vaccine because the doctor said, the pharmacist said that it's still okay. And I was expecting to have to have two shots of it, but
Yes.
luckily I only got one shot, one dose for the MMR as an adult. That's MMR 2. So be really be sure to check with your district what are their requirements. So as for me, in the Maricopa Unified School District, they are requiring to have an MMR antibody test or an MMR vaccine, vaccination for you, other than the COVID vaccine. Well, they were not asking me to have the COVID vaccine because the
It's
certificate is
optional.
it's optional. It's not mandatory here in the United States. But as for the MMR, it's mandatory. So I had to have my shot at Walgreens.
Mhm. And how much did you pay?
94. That's
with
already with
insurance.
insurance. So the insurance did not cover that much of the payment. Although it helped.
His insurance is from his visa sponsor.
Yes. So also check with your visa sponsor. Speaking of that, because there are visa sponsor who would, as for me, my visa sponsor is Global Educational Concepts, and they required me to pay for a year of insurance. So that's like $1,000 additional to your visa sponsor fee. So visa sponsor fee that already includes your service fee, right?
Yes, yes.
Plus $1,000 for your insurance, and that's only an accident and sickness insurance,
Mm-hmm.
and that would not cover you for your other health benefits. That would be as of yours from your school district by your school district, right? Because
Well, in my case, I have Alliance Abroad Group. We have 3 months. We pay 3 months for
Mhm,
our insurance, and then after that, since we have already our insurance from the school,
mhm,
so it's okay. They told us it's okay if we're
mhm,
not going to get insurance from them. But then the district, the insurance that they're giving to us, that's only for the deductible is $1,000. But then if we are J1, the deductible should be $500. So that's
mhm,
why we're paying extra every payday, I believe, for $20 to meet the requirement of the
mhm,
J1 teachers for $500 deductible. I mean, I mean, I believe for all J1B, so that's our requirement, the $500 deductible. So, but then in our, because in our, with our visa sponsor every year when we're doing our renewal, and one of the requirements is to give them the policy number, your
mhm,
group number, and you need to make sure that you are meeting those requirements that they have for $500 deductible fee. Why $500? Because there are like I said, the district is only giving us $1,000
mhm,
deductible fee. If you will be hospitalized, and then the deductible fee, that's the payment that you're going to pay up front.
mhm,
So they're going to admit you, but then you will be billed the $1,000. Unlike in the Philippines that
mhm,
they're going to ask you money first. So here they're going to accommodate you, but then
mhm,
after that. You checked out already and everything, you will be billed $1,000. So of course, which one you're going to prefer? I mean, you prefer to pay
mhm,
$1,000 or $500. So that's why they want you to have $500 instead
mhm,
of $1,000. So those are the things that the district will, of course, one of the things that you will like here
mhm,
in the US, because you have your medical insurance, your dental, your vision, and everything. But of course, if you have a car, your car insurance, it's
mhm.
not covered. You will be the one to pay for that.
Yeah.
That's not included. Yes. And we have from Miss Christina.
Yeah, what are the things would you suggest to bring things needed as a teacher that is costly there? I guess everything is going to be provided by your school district. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it depends. Do you mean the school supplies? If
Mhm.
it's the school supplies, then I'm not sure. There are actually districts that they don't provide.
Oh, really?
Yes, there are districts that they don't, but then in our district, everything is provided. You don't need to bring, I mean, the printer and
Mhm.
everything. You can print wirelessly. You can print 300 copies a day if you want to. No one will ask you, what are you going to
Yes.
do? Why are you printing 300 copies? You don't need to bring bond paper
Mhm.
because we have those. We have A4 size. They're using A4 sizes here in the
Mhm.
US. Pencils, we have pencils here. You don't need to bring your the printer that is unlimited ink, because that will not apply here in
Yeah.
the US. So the ink here is expensive though. So that's why most of the copy that we are doing is in black and
Black and
white.
white.
But if you do color, then you have to do it with I
Mhm.
mean to your district office. But if you have your own printer, then that's fine. You can print your own.
Yes.
Yes. But the only thing that I do not like here, because they do not have point 0.3 or point 0.4 pen here.
Mhm.
That's why when he went here, I told him
Mhm.
to bring me some, because
Mhm.
what the smallest that they have here is
Point
point
five.
0.5.
Mhm.
Yes. So those are the things I believe that you just need. I mean,
Mhm.
and I believe they don't have the pentel pen,
Mhm.
but they have Sharpie
Markers. Yeah.
here. Yeah, they have Sharpie. They have the permanent mark. It's different.
Mhm.
So, but then the what you call that, the one that you post on the wall, everything is
Mm-hmm.
already here.
Bulletin boards.
Yes, so there are schools as well that they're going to, I believe on my first year they gave us $100, like a gift check,
Mm-hmm.
that they can that it's like a store for all the
Mm-hmm.
teachers, so you can get your
Teaching
yeah,
materials,
teaching
educational
materials that
materials.
you need in your classroom.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fine. You don't need to bring anything. Laptop, I believe the moment you check in
Mm-hmm.
your school, they will give you, I mean, not to give you, but you will have
They will
your
lend
own.
you a
Yeah,
laptop.
you will borrow it, because the
Mm-hmm.
moment you go back, or the
Mm-hmm.
moment you move to or wherever you want, then you
Mm-hmm.
have to return that. There are schools that every summer they really get your computer,
Mm-hmm.
but in my district we don't.
Oh, you don't
uh
return your computers?
we don't. It's just me who forgot to bring it from school. Yeah, so you don't need to. There are schools that they don't require you to return it. From Miss Grace.
Hi, sir and Miss Anne. May I know how much did
Uh,
you pay, all in all, your entry to the U. Siri, no, I'm not talking to you. And how much if you have your agency and with a visa sponsor, and what if you only connect with a VS? Pros and cons of having an agency. Then, well, it's cut.
then having an agency. Thank
Okay,
you.
okay. So let's answer it one question to
Mhm.
another. Well, first question is how much did you pay all in all in your entry to US from here in the Philippines? I cannot exactly remember, because I'm not keeping track of all my expenses.
$10,000 during my time,
Okay, yeah, but so basically that's a rough
pretty
estimate
much.
of everything that you need. $10,000 is a good amount already, so you will not be short of everything. So it's okay. It's a good amount.
Yeah, but I believe Peppershade lowered
Service fee.
their service fee. I believe they only have, all in all, if I remembered it right, it's like 8 grand only, $8,000. I'm not sure, because there's a lot of agencies
Hmm.
right now, so they lowered
Yeah,
their
you told me that my fees are lower than yours.
yes, but the visa sponsor, it varies. There are teachers that came here through visa sponsors,
Hmm.
just like those the one that I had an interview with Sir what's his oh, I forgot his, the one from the East Coast,
Hmm.
EPI.
Hmm.
They have EPI, so they have their own. It's not an agency, but
Hmm.
it's a visa sponsor, so you don't need to pay for
Hmm.
their. Maybe you are paying. You're going to pay for their service
Hmm.
fee as well, but then it's lesser. It's cheaper compared to
Yes.
you have your visa sponsor. I mean, compared than you have your agency.
But the visa sponsor will not take care of your fingerprinting, right?
I'm not sure, but I believe
Teaching
so. Yeah.
certificate. You have to do it yourself.
I think so.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then, of course, I'm not sure as well if they're going to accommodate you when it comes to your um, place where you're going to stay here if
Hmm.
you arrive in the US.
Yes,
Yes.
they're not
So,
going to take care of
mhm,
that.
yes. So you need to make sure you need, I mean, of course, it's expensive if you
Hmm.
have an agency. And I believe I made a video for this, the pros and cons of having an agency. Of
Hmm.
course, and let's do remember that if you do not have an agency, then who's going to help you? Your friend,
Hmm.
as someone that you know here in the
Hmm.
US. We are on a different timeline.
Hmm.
And then most of the time during, if it's class, I
Hmm.
mean, it's school days
Hmm.
already. Teachers are very busy. Even
Yeah.
myself, it's my fourth year already. Every day I go home, I'm so tired. It's like I do not have all the energy already. So
Really, because I
yes,
have to prepare for that.
and sometimes um you have to ask your friend, can you do this, can you
Hmm.
email this, or can you mail this to those people that will do the teaching certificate? So it could be that, I mean, even Paul, I did not tell him, I mean, look for an agency. I do
Yeah.
not have time to do that. I do not have time to mail that to you. I mean, if you're here, I will help you, but then with all those documents, I did not, because I told him, do
Mm,
go look for an agency, and he
yeah.
did. Yes, and I believe we did not answer this. And I hope we answered your question, Miss
Mm,
Grace.
yeah.
Miss Christina, where is it? Mm, where is it? This
Okay.
one.
That one. How about laptop that they provide? Yeah, well, we already answered this one.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's in
LT,
Houston.
nice.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the best the school districts as well.
Mm,
Yes, there are schools that they provide MacBook.
mm.
There are schools that they provide Dell,
SMA, they
Lenovo,
provided
ThinkPad,
Lenovo.
yeah, something like that. But then everything in the Philippines who are the one who will provide for our
Yes.
computer, laptops, and everything. Here, the moment you check in, the moment you sign in and
Mm,
everything, the very first thing that they're going to give to you is your
mhm.
laptop, your
Yeah.
computer. So you don't have to worry for that. And then your classroom. It could be that most there are schools that their curriculums are online already, so
Mm,
your students have their own they have their own Chromebook. So you'll be
wow.
very lucky if you have your own Chromebook. I mean, on my first year, I did not have my own Chromebook, but then later on, I mean, I requested for it. It took me a while to have those Chromebook, but you need to make sure
You
if you
requested for the Chrome?
yes, because what I have is like the second hand only. But then when they had the new stock, so they
Mm,
gave me one. And of course it depends. Well, of course there are districts actually that they can afford that all schools, I mean all classrooms will have their
mm,
Chromebooks, so that's why. Um Here from Miss Grace. I think Miss Grace is from RBL. RBL Talisay or
mm,
from Victoria. So I'm not sure Miss
okay.
Grace.
I'm with Beppo, Seamus, and Serming. I know they're VS. Well,
There's a lot.
there's a lot, right? So
Yes.
it's not limited to just one visa sponsor. There first that they chose one. If there's an available slot, first thing that first visa sponsor they're gonna give you or refer you to is the AAG, and another one is GEC,
They have Sagamore as well.
Sagamore as well.
They have CICD
Mhm,
and I think they also have Green Heart
mhm. But
and
but also you have to be mindful of the visa sponsor and the location of your school because some visa sponsors do not allow
okay,
you
yes.
for to a certain school district or a certain school. So you have to check that if your visa sponsor covers your school district or if your school district allows that visa sponsor visa B. So you really need to check
Or
those things.
sometimes that's also one of the advantages
Mhm,
if you have your agency,
mhm,
because the agency as well is going to communicate with your visa sponsor.
mhm,
So if you're doing that on your own, if you do not have your agency, then how will you
mhm,
know? The reason why is there's actually one question that I encountered last time, that he was hired already in one of the
mhm,
schools, I believe in South Dakota, but then the visa sponsor that he was what you call that, he was
signed up
signed
for.
up for, uh found out that they do not cater that school,
Mhm,
so he was frustrated
mhm,
actually that he was not able to get a visa sponsor right away. Well, it's a discretion of the visa sponsor, because it could be that there are schools that they have good relationship
mhm.
already with a certain
Or they
certain
have
visa
a
sponsors.
MOA or
Yes, or they have
agreement.
something
Mhm,
an agreement, so they will, okay, we're going to cater you, we're going to prioritize you, something like that. So you need to be mindful of that as well. But then, like you said, if you have your agency,
mhm,
then they know already that this visa sponsor, they don't
mhm.
cater this school.
School, yeah.
This school, they do not want this visa sponsor.
Mhm,
They do not have any problem with that at all. Like, like any problem or hint what you call it, anger or something.
mhm,
It's just that it's easier because, for example, my school,
mhm,
they're working with AAG, so they know what kind of forms
mhm,
already they need to prepare. However, if there's a new visa sponsor that will kick in
mhm,
and they have a different forms that they're
mhm.
using, so it's a different
It's a whole
story.
set of
Yes, so
paperwork. Yeah.
they need to know this. And what
Mhm,
if this visa sponsor is not doing that? What
mhm,
if the visa sponsor is not comfortable in doing this? So something that they need to it's a mutual agreement
mhm.
sometimes. Yes, and let me see.
From Christina, we are so
Okay.
lucky watching you considering the time now that you guys thanks all the info. God bless. Oh, God bless you too,
God
man,
bless
Christina.
you
It's our pleasure
too.
to help. You know, I'm just we're just paying it forward because a lot of
Yeah.
people also helped us, especially me. A lot of people helped me to be here in the United States, especially with the process, all my queries regarding the resignation process, the application process, everything that I need to know. These people were here for me. So yeah, we're paying it forward, we're doing it for you.
And I hope you do the same when you
Mhm.
come here. and because there are a lot of teachers still that
Mhm.
they want to go here.
Yeah.
Not
There's
all.
a shortage of teachers here in the United States, basically.
Yes. And so good luck, good luck. And from Sir Alfie, what level are you teaching?
Is that question
Yes, what level are
referred
you
to
teaching?
me? I'm teaching middle school, so those are grades 6 to 8. But I already had my chosen teaching assignment, so I'll be teaching grade 8 and grade 7. So two preparations for me. ELA, English Language Arts.
Yes, so we're going. Both of us will be
Mhm.
teaching seventh grade,
Yeah.
middle school. And Jefflyn, hi.
Hello, Jacqueline. I hope everything's doing fine there.
And I hope we hope to see you here too.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, Miss Jerilu, I think she will be my one of the math teachers in Fox Creek. So she
Mm.
will have her interview, if I remember.
She's one of the new teachers.
Yes,
Alright.
our math teacher. So Miss Jerilu, yeah.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck. She will have her interview, I believe, on July 22nd.
That's
Yeah.
visa.
Yeah,
Interview.
her embassy interview. So good luck, Miss Jerilu, and see you here.
Mhm.
And we have from Miss LV.
Hello, Paul. I was given an expedited visa interview appointment 1 week later than the start date indicated in my TS 2019. Will it affect my VI poll? So it's 1 week later than the start. It's
It's
already
no,
expedited.
yeah.
Okay.
I was given an expedited visa interview appointment 1 week later than the start date. Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't
Mm.
matter, because what you call this on your DS
Mhm.
2019. That's the only date or that's the month that you are allowed to to
Enter the
enter the
United
US.
States.
But actually, you have 30 days
Prior.
before and third when yeah 30 days before you. For example, in his
In my
case,
case, like my program start date on my DS 2019 is July 1st. So I have like 30 months before July 1 to be allowed to enter to the United States. So that would give me a lot of time to, adjust, make some adjustment to adjust with the culture here, the weather and everything, and to have everything processed before I go to my school district. But one thing that you should also check when you are having your visa appointment, visa interview, is
mhm.
if your um, visa sponsor requires you to be on a certain date in to arrive in the United States. Because as for me, my visa sponsor told me that I should be in the United States on or before my program start date.
Okay.
So maybe you have to check that one with your visa sponsor. If you need to inform them that the date of your visa interview is on this certain date and it's later than your program start date, and would that be okay? Would that not cause any problem so far? So you have to check with your visa sponsor.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
But
With the
as for
date.
your interview, will it affect your interview? No, it will not.
Yeah. Good luck in your interview.
Mm.
And from Miss Grace.
I got a job offer from Houston ISD last June 30. I'm waiting for the school principal to send me the job offer statement, but three more schools from Aisha ISD that would like to interview me next week. Miss, may I know if I still have to answer them? What's
Yes.
from
Oh yeah, from
Victoria's?
Victoria's
Okay.
section of high school. I believe she attended one of the class of Miss Sir. I forgot to.
You're bad with names. I know.
Yeah. Yes. More interview. I mean, if you do not have your job offer yet, yes, go on with the
Yeah,
interview.
the more
The more, the
answers
merrier.
accepted, the more chance of
Well,
winning.
your job offer you said was June 30th.
Mm.
Well, it's a holiday, July 4th.
Mhm.
So if you don't have your job offer yet, because the very first school that will give you your job offer, that will be the school that
Mhm.
that you're going to entertain.
Mm.
What if you're waiting for this school that told
Mm.
you that they wanted to hire you,
Mm.
but then they're not that quick in
Mm.
giving you your
Job
job
offer.
offer, then why wait for them? If
Mm.
these three schools wanted to hire you or
Mhm.
wanted to interview you and right away, who knows, they will give you
Mhm.
your job offer.
You're very lucky you got a lot of interviews, invitations. I only got one.
Yeah, so but then yeah, Texas, they are in need of a lot of teachers,
Mm.
and I believe Miss Grace is also an ELA teacher.
All right, that's great.
Yes.
I know that the school needs the original transcripts, diploma, and the likes the moment we get in school. That's the time we sign the actual contract, right? Does it have to be your red ribbon docs? No, I don't believe that you need to have it red ribbon or
Yeah.
yeah, or capped. It's okay to have it in to bring it as
Yeah,
it
it
is.
doesn't matter. It
Mm,
doesn't matter. During my time, I
mm,
don't have, yeah, CAV or red ribbon.
mhm,
I mean, that's not the document that they're looking for.
mm.
They're looking for your transcript, the evaluated one.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can bring the your diploma,
Mm,
your transcript, and everything, but you what they're going to ask from you is your evaluated transcript of
mm,
records, and then your teaching certificate if you
mm,
already have yours, and then what else? your your bank account
mm.
information where you're going to have your salary to be deposited. So yeah,
Oh,
you don't need that.
one thing I need to ask, I need to give that bank account
Yes,
information to my
yes,
school district, the
yes.
one that the bank officer gave
Hmm.
me earlier.
Yeah. So if you want to get $200 after 15 days, you
Yeah.
get your deposit from your school. Then ask us because we're going to
Yes.
give you the code. Okay.
Yes. 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 Because she gave me the code, and when she gave me the link for the code, I will be expecting additional $200 in my bank account after 15 days. Thank you
Well,
for
yeah,
that.
it's a good start for you
Mm,
for getting your
mm,
groceries, and of course, two hundred
mm.
dollars is a big amount of money.
Yeah. So if you want that one, to ask me of the link or her of the link for that one, as long as you are opening through Chase.
Yes, Chase Bank.
Chase Bank.
And yeah, we don't have the code for other banks,
Yeah.
just Chase Bank.
Yeah.
And then if for Chase Bank, you don't need your SSN
Mhm.
if you want to open your bank account.
I only had my state ID, my paper copy of state ID, and my passport, and everything's good. And I did not pay anything when I
Yeah,
opened
you
my
don't
bank
have to
account.
pay. You don't have to pay, but then it's just a long part. I mean, it's overwhelming
Yeah.
though. It's like an
Yeah, like
hour.
everything was new. The
Hmm.
information was like, oh, it's a whole lot of new information for me, and I
Yes.
need the time to digest everything that the bank officer was saying. But yeah, I understood somehow the other terms and agreements that he was
Well,
presenting.
yes, it's overwhelming because, of course, it's different.
Mhm,
It's different from the
mhm,
Philippines. Well, he had his SSN as well
mhm,
before or during pandemic. If you
mhm,
want to apply for your SSN, you need to schedule an appointment. You need to
mhm,
call, and then. But luckily, we don't need to do that. We
mhm,
just went there in Needles,
mhm.
California, to get his SSN. So
Luckily, that SSN is near to your house here in
yes.
Bullhead.
Yes, that's 30 minutes away
Mhm,
because in with SSN you can get it to any state
mhm,
because it's from the Homeland
mhm,
Security. So even though we're from Arizona, but then
mhm,
30 minutes away, we have our SSN there
mhm,
in Needles, California. So right away he was able to get there.
mhm,
I'm not sure what was the process because we're not allowed to get
mhm.
inside, just him.
So you just so in applying for SSN, you just need to fill out a certain application form. You need to have your letter from
Mm-hmm.
your visa sponsor. Yeah, it will be given to you by your visa sponsor together with your DS 2019. It will be mailed to you. You also need your DS 2019. Did I mention that already?
Mm-hmm.
So DS 2019, your application form, your sponsor letter, and of course your passport with your visa, US visa, and your I-94.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so basically the I-94, it will be encoded by the immigration officers as soon as you enter the border, and then after that you need to check the website. You know, your visa sponsor will give you the link for that one. You need to check the website, put in your details, your passport number, I think, and your full name, and then you're going to print a copy of that and present that to the officer. Do you call that officer? The
Mm-hmm.
social security officer, when you're applying for SSN. So basically, all those documents, and it's a quick process, you know. So it's not that difficult to get an SSN if you do it on your own here in the United States. But if you are from the Philippines, and you'll apply for SSN.
No, you can't.
You cannot. You
You
need to be
can't.
physically present.
Because remember, you need your service ID should be activated.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Your service ID should be activated. That's one thing I forgot. So I did not apply for SSN the moment that I arrived here because my visa sponsor told me that I had to wait 7 to 10 days after my SEVIS activation. So I arrived here on the 29th of June. My SEVIS was activated
The
the
following.
following day, June 30, and I counted 7 days after that. So I applied today, July 8th, for my social security because that's what my visa sponsor
Yeah.
said, that I had to wait for 7 days.
And you cannot, since then, you cannot apply for SSN if you're in the Philippines because you need to be there physically present.
Yes.
And they need your I-94. The
Mhm.
I-94, that's where you're going to get the officer from your port
Mhm.
of entry will be the one to encode your
Mhm.
information. When did you arrive, what time, and everything. So you don't need to process that in the Philippines.
Mhm.
And from Miss LV,
Securing an Arizona teaching certificate, since I did direct hiring. Will the school district help me process my teaching certificate? Should I do it myself?
well, there are districts that might help you,
Mhm.
but sometimes it's difficult for them to do that
Mhm.
as well, especially if you're far in. I mean, in Arizona, the teaching certificate is in Phoenix,
Mhm.
but usually they do. The process right now is online, or no, you have to mail everything. So you're going to do that. So I believe the district or the school is very busy
Mhm.
already. I'm not
Yes.
sure when are you going to arrive, but then you can ask them, you can tell them, because what just to let you know, guys, teachers, if you're here in the US, if you're
Mhm.
not going to ask for help, they're not going to offer help from you.
Yes.
I mean, offer help for
Mhm.
you because what they're thinking of the
They will
Filipino
assume.
teachers are heroes, that we know everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have a problem, if you have a question, if you need to do this, or if you
Mhm.
need to do something else, or if you have any
You're
question,
unsure of
yes.
anything.
So ask them. If you want, you can ask your principal or anyone that you're
Mhm.
comfortable with. Who knows? They will drive you going to Phoenix and
Mhm.
apply for your teaching certificate. But as far as I know, during pandemic, teaching certificate and applying for
Mhm.
that already, they do it through mail.
Mhm.
So just try to check when you arrive here if you do that. I mean, if
Mhm.
you're here already. Yeah, because our case, it's our visa I mean, it's our
Our
agency.
agency took care of that.
Yes, and then when we arrive here, they just mail all the information,
Mhm.
all the documents that they paid. I
Mhm.
mean, that we
We paid
paid.
for.
Yes, so that's what the advantage as
Mhm.
well of having an agency. Uh,
Yeah,
how to
I guess it's the
secure?
same person.
Yeah, how to secure your teaching certificate. Yeah, it's through mail right now,
Mhm.
but like I said, everything is like going back to normal already.
Mhm.
So it could be that you really need to go there for in Phoenix to
Mhm.
process your teaching certificate. And let's see.
The school principal promised to fix it soon, miss. Do I need to wait for it, sir, miss? And sir, thank you so much for the clarifications, clear explanation about my queries. God bless you both. See, God bless you too. And if the principal promised to fix it soon, then basically just need to wait for it.
Well, but how long will it
Yeah.
be? I will still suggest to take the interview. Well, anyway, you got hired. I
Mhm.
mean, if they're going to do the interview, whether they're going to hire you or not, someone already hired you, because the game here is first come first serve. Because what happened during my time, there was a teacher. She was hired. One of that was 4 years ago. She was hired March 30th. Now here comes May. Until she did not accept any interview at all. And then May come, and then she still don't have her job offer.
Mhm.
So, but then luckily she was able to get one. But then that was July already. So if I were you, Miss Grace, I mean, there's nothing wrong in having an interview. I mean,
Yeah.
right away you don't know if, let's say, they're going to, give us a week to give you if whatever the result of the interview. It's just an interview. Whether they will hire you or not, lose anything because you have a job offer waiting. Like what you said, the principal said is going to fix it for you. And I believe you have to answer this. Can you tell us the procedures in getting the CFO sticker? How long normally it takes and the required docs? I think you already answered this, but she's
Mhm.
not there yet. So you want to answer that
Can
again?
you tell us the procedure in getting the CFO sticker, how long normally it takes, and the required docs? Oh, okay. So first, you need to get a CFO sticker. You need to have your clearance from Department of Education
Mm-hmm.
up until the national level. So basically, you need to have your resignation ahead from your school to your division to your regional office to the nationals. So one thing that you need to have as one of your documents is one, your resignation letter, basically your school clearance, your division clearance, your regional clearance, everything they're going to provide you, that they're going to ask you of. Also, in the division clearance, you need to have your LGU clearance. So every person in the LGU, from the city accountant to the city mayor, you need to get their signatures.
Okay.
And then the regional clearance, you need to have your, the very important thing is your certificate of no pending administrative case from the legal department in your regional office, as well as the endorsement letter from the regional director. And then you need to forward that. The regional office is going to forward that. They're going to CC you in the email to the DepEd National Office, the ICO, International Cooperation Office of Department of Education. And after that, if that is being acknowledged already by the DepEd ICO, then you wait for them to give you your endorsement letter, and you need that endorsement letter to upload in the CFO website. So basically, you cannot get the CFO sticker if you will not be cleared by the DepEd International Cooperations Office. So one thing for you to get cleared by the International Cooperations Office is for you to have your resignation.
Yeah, so that's why there are teachers that they're asking if what if they do 1 year leave, what you call that in the
That is not allowed right now.
yes, so it's not allowed anymore. And
Mhm.
then I believe if you do leave only,
Mhm.
or I'm not sure,
Mhm.
even though I mean since then they're not allowing that,
Yeah.
so you will not get your CFO, so you can't enter from the immigration
Mhm.
in the just in the Philippines. So you need to have your CF, you need to have your resignation.
Mhm.
Yes, so I mean, it's a long way, of course. Everybody wants, I mean, right away we want to go here. It's a long process,
Mhm.
but then if you do not want to have any problem
Mhm.
during your before your flight or everything, so you need to make sure that you have all of those. I mean, it's better than be ready
It's better
than
to be ready
yeah than you
than be
don't
sorry.
yeah because of course you already have your ticket and
Mhm.
then everybody's waiting for
Mhm.
you, your team, your school is
Mhm.
excited to see you, and you for sure you're excited as
Mhm.
well to see everybody here. So what
Mhm.
are they going to offer, what are the good stuff
Mhm.
that they're going to give to you, and all of those freebies like I
Mhm.
said that they're going to give to you. So yeah, it may take a while,
Mhm.
but then just be patient. October 1st is still, I think, July, August, September, October, because I need to be here by October 1st.
October, yeah.
Yeah,
It'll
you
be a
said
problem if you will not arrive here later than October 1st.
yes, yes. Because it's, I mean, I'm not sure from the other
Mhm.
with other states
Mhm.
though. But then in Arizona, there's a mandate from the Department of State that you need to be here before October 1st, or
Mhm.
else, and you will be for the next school year
Yeah.
already.
And I
Yes,
believe for this year, there will be no hiring on the second semester, right?
there's none.
There's no hiring, especially with a visa sponsor.
Yes.
There's no slot for you
Hmm.
for the second semester. So if you'll be having a job interview right now, basically they will hire you for the next school year.
Yeah. We have Miss Cinda Glenn
Point them.
Oinda. She'll be arriving here in July. Can you share me the link?
Oh, sure, ma'am.
Just give me the I mean just email, I mean just send me a message. I
Mhm,
mean, uh I'm not sure if Chase is available in your area though, but
mhm,
yeah, I can still send you the link,
mhm.
and I can even send you as well a link when your first time to send in the Philippines you get $30.
Yeah.
Your first time to send money in the Philippines you will get a dollar for 57 pesos. So yeah, just give just
He knows a
send
lot
me
of hacks here in the
just
United
send
States to save
me a
money.
message. Yeah, I'm going to send you that so you can have your $200. And Sir Alfie, thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
you're sending you're posting links of those schools, especially in Texas,
Mhm.
the openings that they have. We have a newbie here, Jenny.
Jenny, Jenny's fine.
Yeah, how to start the application, where to
I
apply.
am. Do you mean agency?
Yeah, well, Jenny, if it's your first time, it's very. I will recommend you to subscribe to my channel.
Mhm.
There's I have a lot of videos there on how are you going to apply, and also I have YouTube lives as well. From the past that I posted links of schools that they
Mhm.
have job openings. It could be that right now it's closed already,
Mhm.
or because there are a lot of teachers already that will come here.
Mhm.
So yeah, look for my YouTube channel and then watch the videos, and then I can answer you from there. Because if we're going to tell you how are you going to start, then it will be a very long
Yes.
conversation. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, but then if as long as you have your at least 2 years of teaching
Mhm.
experience, then yes, you can go here in the U.S. And if you're ELA, math, science, I'm not what PE teacher, art, something like that. So
Mhm.
yeah, you right away you can go here. And thank you so much in advance. Yes, you're welcome. Please send me the link as well. Yes, just give me the message, email me or PM me, and then
That's $200. I mean,
of
why
course
not?
that's $200. And yeah, it's Chase Bank. That's one of the
Yes.
biggest bank here
Mhm.
in the U.S.
If you're familiar with JP Morgan Chase in the Philippines, that's one of our
Yes.
BPO companies in the Philippines. So that's what Chase is representing.
And what's good about Chase is that if there's someone like fraud, so they're going to send you a
Update you
text.
right away.
Uh, for example, I went to California
Mm,
actually for a vacation, and then I went to one of the gas
mm,
stations, and then it was declined. My card was declined, and I tried it again. It was declined, but then I don't have my phone that time
mm,
because my phone is inside the car, and then only for me to realize that Chase texted me that some is this your transaction?
mm,
So if it's you, type Y,
mm,
something like that. If the transaction was
mm,
declined, so they're going to notify you if
mm,
someone trying to access your account, and if it's fraud, then they're going to give you your card as
mm.
well, and then but then the customer service itself is good.
Yeah, they're very accommodating, basically.
Yeah. So if you want well, there are a lot of banks here in the
Mm,
U.S., but then it just happened that I have Chase here.
mm,
So and then I am giving out $200. Actually, it's not from me; it's from Chase,
uh-huh.
guys. So yeah, and then like I said, the Pangaea. That's well, I'm using TransferWise and sending money in the Philippines originally. That's from bank to bank. I am suggesting as well if from the Philippines
Mm,
coming here, you need to open a bank account. A relative, your parents, your sisters, or anyone that you can trust to, and then so you can send your money bank to bank because it's easier if you're going to send money bank to bank than
mm,
sending it through. I'm not against to Palawan or
mm.
what's that, Cebuana.
One or
No, I'm
and
doing, yeah, Cebuana. Yeah. Yeah, but then what's the advantage of the bank? Anytime you can just withdraw, you don't really need to get in line and get your money. So if you have your bank account, so right away you can just go to any nearest
mhm.
ATM to withdraw your money. Yeah, and we have one more. We have another question from Miss Christina.
Hey man, what type of teacher you have to show your students on the first day of school, the do's and don'ts, how do you address your colleagues with ma'am's or first name, last name. So it's
Yeah.
yours to be answered.
Type of teacher. Yeah, I mean, it depends. If
Mhm.
you're a middle school student, I mean, a middle
Middle school
school
teacher.
teacher. I was told a long time ago on my first day here, if you're a middle school student, middle school that's six,
Teacher.
seven, and eight.
Mhm.
Seventh and eighth, I'm actually teaching seventh grade. So
Mhm.
if you are going to teach those kind of students, you don't need, I mean, she said you're not going to smile at all on your first 5 months of teaching.
Really?
Yes, yes, because and then you need to start your on your day one strong,
Mm.
because your day one, that's the validity of you
Mhm.
as their teacher, because if you don't start strong, your whole school year will be chaos. So the moment, I mean, of course, we as teachers in the Philippines, we don't want a boring class. On our
Mhm.
first day, we do activities like this, moving and
Mhm.
everything. No, we don't do that here in the US for your first day. I mean, yeah, you can do good, fun stuff, but then on your first day, you need to tell them, you need to show them that you are this teacher.
Mhm.
I mean, they
You need
don't
to
like,
establish your
yes, you,
personality as a
they
teacher.
don't like strict teachers,
Mhm.
but then what they want is the teachers that can go along with them, that they
Mhm.
will understand them. Because seventh graders, they are confused, or sixth graders, they are confused. How are they going to act? Because they just graduated from elementary.
Mhm.
There are schools that their middle schools are six, seven, and eight.
Mhm.
Um, like in my case, our school, middle school, it's only seven and eight. Before we have sixth grade as well, but then they decided to have seven and eight, so they're confused on how are they going to act. They just graduated from
Mhm.
elementary, and then it's a middle school. How are they going to act? Elementary or high school? So all of the dramas and everything, you will find that in middle school. Yes, and then yeah, I answered the do's and don'ts,
Mhm.
and then well, the locals here, they want to be addressed on, even on when we work at call center, they
Mhm.
want us to address on their first
First
name.
name.
Yeah, but then I believe if you're not that comfortable
Mhm.
yet to call on their first name, last name will do. Like for example, Mr. Palermo,
Mhm.
and or Miss Cuevas.
Mhm.
And sometimes they will have the hard time to pronounce our
Mhm.
last name.
Yeah.
So you will like Mr. C
Mhm.
or Miss. For example, if your last name is I have my colleague is let's say um your first name is Pedro, so you don't want to be called Pedro. So you want to, okay, you can call me Mr. P, something like that. So like the initial of your last name. So, or if you want your student to call you in your first name, that's fine
Mhm.
as well. Yeah. But then if your principal told you, oh yeah, you can call me in my first name, it
Mhm.
depends if whatever they're comfortable with.
Mhm.
Because in the Philippines, we're used to ma'am,
Mhm.
sir. Yeah, they don't do it here. Yeah, first name will do sometimes if you're close, if you're comfortable
Mhm.
already with your fellow teachers, then that's
Mhm.
fine. Yeah, but then your students will call you your miss, or your like Miss
Mhm.
Cuevas or Miss or whatever. If they don't know, they have the hard time to
Mhm.
pronounce their last name, and you will have the hard time to pronounce their last name too. Yeah, so I mean, I know their last name by heart, but I don't pronounce it really when I call their when I make my attendance. I just call their first name. They would prefer they prefer their first name though. But then my seventh graders, I'm addressing them like ladies, gentlemen, because
Mhm.
they like it. They don't want to be like boys and girls,
Oh yeah.
because they don't want to be treated like a baby.
Oh
Yes.
really?
Yes, because yeah, they're confused, like I said. So they, even though they're
Mhm.
seventh graders, they're trapped in a seventh grader
Body.
body, but then their mind is like adult, or they're high
Mhm.
school. They're pretending that they know everything, but
Mhm.
actually they are pretending that they know everything. But the moment you give them stickers, can I have that stickers? They love stickers. Like bribing them and everything. But I don't give candies. I
Mhm.
don't do that. But stickers and any Well, here there's store actually that 99 cents or dollar store. Everything is a dollar. Then you can find something there that you can give as a price at the end of the school. I mean, at the end of the week. It's up to you. Whatever you want to get the attention and trust of your students. Yes. So, and I believe we're here for 2 hours already, and
Mhm.
some will just catch up. They will watch it later.
Mhm.
And any more questions, teachers? Because it's midnight already.
Yeah, it's already 11:57 here.
Yes, and hopefully we can have another live. We're going to maybe a month or two. I'm going to interview again Paul if what
What were the adjustments
yeah,
that I
the
made?
adjustment and
The
everything.
first-hand
So
experience of
so
being in the
yeah,
middle school here in the United
yeah,
States.
so he can share it to you as
All the
well.
works, all the works.
Yes. So, but then please don't forget to share this video
Mhm.
and subscribe to my channel, and also helping your fellow teachers as well to leave. I mean, I'm not really telling you all guys to leave the Philippines because we
She-
the teachers.
She's the recruiter of all the teachers, of most of the
No.
teachers here in the United States.
Well, of course, I want to share also the the experiences that we don't have in the
Mm.
Philippines. It's different,
Mm.
so that's why we want to share it with you guys. And yeah, if you don't want to travel alone, share this video to your friends. Share this video to your friends because it's a 14-hour flight.
Yeah.
You don't want to be bored. And of course, after that, you will have your jet lag. But Paul was not able to experience that. I have my melatonin for
Melatonin.
him, and
Yeah.
then
Thank God for melatonin.
he was so tired because we have to look for 3 restaurants before
Mhm.
he was able to eat. Yeah.
It was like famished after the flight, you know.
Yes.
So, like, we were in Vegas. We were like searching for a certain restaurant, but unfortunately, those restaurants were not available.
Yeah, well,
Or out
it's
of way.
available, but then the traffic
Yeah,
and then the
the parking
parkings
space.
and then the lines
Mm.
and everything. Yeah. So, because I'm an hour away from Vegas, and we are so grateful as well, Miss Christina,
Mhm.
having you here in our YouTube live, and she was heard, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so we will see you here.
I forgot already.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. It's just midnight, and
Yeah.
then after the heat, and after because I mean I am going to send him back to Maricopa, so I think I don't owe him anything already because he has his state ID, his SSN,
I
his
owe her a lot because of
and
all those processes that underwent.
well, I mean, of course, it's been like since supposedly he will be here last year, but then there's a reason for
Yeah.
everything, and maybe he was not able to go here last year because, like I said, it was my worst year because of the pandemic and everything. So, but then, guys, thank you so much, and I hope you will keep on visiting. I mean, helping those people. I mean, I do not really have enough time to answer the questions sometimes of those teachers in the page, but thank you so much for those who are really answering those questions. Um, and I think that's all. There's no more
No more
questions.
questions
And
coming
then
in.
after the live, then there will be a lot of teachers sending messages to me. And yeah, sometimes,
Especially about the code.
yeah, yeah, the code. Yeah, let me know. I need to send you the code. Yeah, so thank you so much, and I hope we help you a lot and answer all those questions. And I am hoping that I can interview another teacher so will just arrive here. Last question, please confirm no taxes in the first 2 years for J1. Yes,
Yes, that's Cheryl.
there's no taxes for the first 2 years for
Mhm.
J1, but it's your discretion if you want to be deducted or not. I mean, if you want to be deducted, then it will be returned to you
At the
after
end of
you
the
file
yeah,
your tax.
the end of
So
the
it's
fiscal
yeah,
year.
it's like your savings. For example, they're deducting you for your federal tax and your state tax. Say federal tax is 150, state tax is $50, so that's $200 times 10. So when you file your tax, you will get like a savings up to $2,000.
$2,000.
So it's up to you. But if you do not want to do that, that's fine as well. But I am recommending you to have your tax deducted because on your
On the
third
third year.
year you will have all those taxes, and you get used of your paycheck that you
Mhm.
don't have your salary. I mean, you don't have your tax.
Mhm.
Plus, in your third year, there will be another two or three tax additional
Mhm.
on top of your federal tax and your state tax. There will be a FICA tax, and then there will be like SOTSEC.
Social
That's for your
Security.
social security, and then there's another medical. So all in all, on my I made a video for this, and I believe every payday, or no, every month, no, every payday, it's like $300 to $400 on my third year. So it's $800 every month.
Oh my
Yes.
god, that's how much it's been deducted.
I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, it's eight hundred
Oh my god,
dollars.
that's a lot.
So first 2 years, it's up to you. If you want to enjoy that, that's fine. But then if you want the whole amount of $2,000 at the like, they will. We file tax starting January until May, I believe. So the earlier that you will file your tax, the earlier that you will get your refund as well. All right. So thank you so much. And I hope to see you again, guys. And thank you for staying with us for 2 hours.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit like, and share. All right.
Bye.
Bye.